Hi, my name is Aiden Maestas, and my speech is on social media affects teens. Have you ever felt that after you post a picture to Instagram or even just Facebook or any social media basically, you scroll through it afterwards and you kind of find yourself comparing yourself to other celebrities or even just your friends? Over 90% of teens from the age of 13 to 17 years old actually have social media. Apps like Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok all have positive sides to them, but they also have much more of a negative side on them for impacting their teens' lives. Some main points I will get to today will be I've identifying the negative effect of social media on teens, which includes how it can be addictive, promotes less sleep, and as well as a harmful negative effect on mental health. To be addicted to something means that you are basically mentally dependent on a particular substance and can lead to negative effects when you don't have it. For example, when you were posting a picture on Instagram and you're kind of just waiting and waiting for people to like it, and if you don't see a certain amount of likes on it over time, you kind of get irritated or buggy because you feel like that maybe that post wasn't the right post at the time, or maybe you posted at the wrong time. That can lead to an addictive side effect. Being addicted on social media is actually a very serious thing a lot of teens experience. The Addiction Center notes that studies have shown that the constant stream of retweets, likes, and shares from these sites have affected the brain's rewarded area to trigger the same kind of chemical reaction as other drugs such as cocaine. And it's very important to note the part that says like other drugs, because actually you don't really need that addictive personality for drugs to just have an addictive personality in general. You can be addicted to not only social media, but you could also be addicted to reading, or you could be addicted to other things that distract you from just normal life, and they can also have negative effect. But since social media is something we all pretty much use, it's much more common to see it with other people that you're addicted as well. How to recognize the social media addiction? Some good points to note out is that does he or she have an urge to use social media more and more, meaning like do you find yourself wanting to post more, meaning if like you don't like that one post, you post another one, or you find yourself to do crazy things just to get more attention because you find that it gets more views or likes. Another one is that does he or she try to reduce the social media and fail, meaning like, oh, you post that one thing on your story basically saying like, I'm gonna take a social media break, like honestly it's too much, like I don't want to handle it. Then you find yourself like an hour later just scrolling through Instagram all over again. So that's basically a contradiction in itself, but you know what I mean. Does he or she actually become more restless when social media isn't available? That's a good one, because there it goes back to the other one, meaning like social media and failing, meaning like if you quit the social media and you fail, well that's because you're getting restless because you don't have anything else to do on your phone, just to look at everything else. Like if you don't have a post to look at, if you don't have videos to look at, if you don't have things to read, then what are you doing without it? Because basically that's a lot of people do on their phone. Also another thing to point out is that when social media can lead to addictive personalities, can also lead to wanting to spend less time with other people, meaning that you can make your life look so much better than everyone else's, but in reality, you're using that time away from everyone else to use that addictedness to social media to post more and more and to get more likes. Another point I'm going to get across today is that social media on teens can actually prevent sleep, actually. According to BBC, teenagers who were very high school media users, 5 hours or more per day, were around 70% more likely than average users 1 to 3 hours to fall asleep late on school nights after midnight on other days. That's a good research to point out, because actually I find that when I'm on social media more during the day, it leads me to go on it more at night, and then I notice that because of the phone's like on my face in the dark, and then it just leads to less sleep, and it makes you not want to go to sleep, so it doesn't make it help at all. Sleep is actually already a short supply at this age, especially in teens, due to hormone changes and making many teenagers want to go to sleep later and wake up later. So if you're going to sleep later, you're going to want to wake up later, and it already sucks because we're going through hormonal changes, so it just makes it not work out. Through social media is, though social media is actually highly popular amongst teens, it can be detrimental to their mental health. If you're spending an excessive amount of time on social media, Feelings of sadness, dissatisfaction, frustration, loneliness impacting your life. It may be time to re-examine your online habits and find a healthier balance. Whether that meaning you distract yourself from social media to go on a walk with your dog, or to listen to music, curating playlists, finding things of art to do, just finding other things to spend time where you're learning more about yourself and not learning about others to create yourself. Social media can lead to feel inadequacy of life and appearance. Viewing other social medias can make you want to compare your life to theirs, and that can lead to detrimental harm to a lot of teens' health, especially mental health, because if somebody looks skinnier and you don't feel like your body matches theirs, it's going to make you want to lose weight. But oftentimes people lead to harmful slim shakes that a lot of these girls promote on their Instagram, or they may suggest harmful things like laxatives, or just harmful things to make you want to lose weight in inadequate ways. A study at University of Pennsylvania found that high usage of Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram increases and rather decreases feelings of loneliness. By that meaning, the more and more you use social media, it actually leads to feeling more loneliness, because you're trying to cover up for the fact that all the time that you spend by yourself editing your photos and posting them, you're focusing more and more on it yourself, rather than expanding and going outside and maybe talking to your friends or talking to other people, because you're more focused on how other people look about you media-wise rather than your friend-wise. About 10% of teens report being bullied on social media still, which is crazy, because I find that, especially in high school, for me especially, I didn't feel like that bullying was as much as a big deal in person as it was on social media. If I find that there's more social media bullying now, because it allows more people to go on there and just rant about why you don't look a certain way, and it just doesn't promote any helpful things at all. In summary, though, now that we have explored the different effects social media has on teens, including addiction, lack of sleep, and mental health, it's important to understand that less social media focus on the everyday life can actually provoke emotional stability in young minds. And then, although social media is used by many teens and we love to post pictures and videos and all of that, it's never forget to love yourself at the end of the day, because we are the ones that look in the mirror, not on our phone screens. And that's something I actually live by, because at the end of the day, you gotta love yourself. And if nobody else can, that's because you just gotta love you.